Today we're looking at something exciting. Now, before we begin, I have a few questions for you guys, just to get you guys start thinking a little. Okay? Have any of you ever visited a place that you remembered really well? Like even if it was years ago, and you could still picture this place clearly. Maybe it was somewhere quiet, somewhere fun, somewhere that maybe means a lot to your family. Think about it for a moment. Somewhere that had an impact on you. Somewhere that was maybe beautiful. Okay, go ahead. Kaichor Falls. Okay. And what about you? The sea wall. Okay. And you? Barbies. Wow. Okay. All of those are great. Now here's my next question. What made that place special to you guys? Like what stood out? Was it the view? Was it something you learned there? Was it peaceful? Was it exciting? Okay. Or maybe it just made you feel good. Go ahead. Okay. You? Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. You felt safe there? Okay. And it taught you about your history? All of those answers are perfect. Alright, let's take it a little further. Would you would you want other people, maybe people visiting Guyana, to go there and experience what you experienced? Mm-hmm. Would you want them to visit these places in Guyana? You mentioned the seawall, Berbice, Kaichor Falls. Would you want them to go there and experience that view? Would you want them to feel the peace or the excitement you felt when you were there? You would? Okay. Would you want them to learn what you learned, whether it's history or something about the place? And why would you want that? Could you share with the class? Okay. And you're saying that you wouldn't? Could you let us know why? Why not? Okay. Okay. hmm That's something to really think about because when we talk about places like that, places that stand out, places that tell a story, places that people talk about over and over and over again, we're talking about something called a landmark. Let me go ahead and write that down on the board here for you guys. So that's LANDMARK. Landmark. So what is a landmark? Could anybody tell me what is a landmark? Based on everything we just discussed, if you had to think up a definition, what would you come up with? Just give it a go for me. hmm Okay. Okay, thank you. Let me go ahead and give you a clearer definition. You guys are all correct, but let me just give you a clear definition. A landmark is a well-known place or structure that is important to a country, a community, or even to the entire world. So landmarks, they can be important because of their history, because of their culture, because of its location, and even for what it represents to people. So it's a well-known place or structure that is important to a country, a community, or even to the entire world. Let's go ahead and break that down. So, well-known, that basically means that a lot of people know about it, and that's not just your family. That's persons all throughout Guyana. That's persons all around the world. Persons all around the world would know about this place. Not just people you know or your family. It's so popular that many persons throughout the entirety of Guyana would know about it, and people from all around the world would know about this place. Okay, so it's very landmarks are very well known. And a structure. Let's look at a structure. A structure is basically it could be a building, it could be a statue, or it could even be a tower, something that's made by people. Important. What that means is that this holds meaning. That could mean that it has some kind of historical importance. And let's go ahead and summarize that so far. It's well known, meaning it's popular, it's very popular. It's a structure that's either a building, tower, or even a statue. And important meaning it holds meaning, which we can also say it has histories behind them. There's history behind these structures. These can be natural, they could be rivers, mountains, or even a waterfall. They could also be man made, so they could be a monument, they could be a church, they could be a market tower, or even a traditional hut. These things that I'm listing are basically landmarks that are in Guyana as well. So those are the two types of landmarks, the natural landmark and man-made landmark. So a natural landmark in Guyana would be Kaieteur Falls, that's made by nature. A man-made landmark would be the Stabro Clock Tower, and that's built by people. It's a symbol for our capital city. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn about two important landmarks. I'm going to take you through two important landmarks just to begin. And by the end of the lesson, you all should be able to define the word landmark, identify some famous landmarks in Guyana, and explain what makes each one of these landmarks special. You should all be able to understand why it is important for us to protect and preserve these landmarks. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So let's dive into the first one. The first one we'll look at is, let me see here. We have here the St. George's Cathedral. This is what it looks like. I'm going to paste it on the board now. It's found in Georgetown. It was built in the 1800s, and it is one of the tallest wooden churches in the entire world. The entire world, class. Can you believe that? This has stained glass windows, high ceilings, and wooden beams. This, even though it was built so long ago, it's still being used today, more than 130 years later. This is important. The structure is important because it shows architecture from that time. It's a religious landmark. It's used for worship, for weddings, for funerals, and more. So this reminds us of our culture, and not just our culture, it also reminds us of our colonial past. So let's go over that quickly. It's a tall wooden church, and it's used for worship, weddings, funerals, and it reminds us of our culture and of the history, the colonial past that Guyana has. Let's look at another one here. This one is the Umana Yama. Let's take a close look at this structure. So this is called the Umana Yama. It's a beautiful traditional hut found in central Georgia, Kingston. Have any of you seen this building before? You have? Yes. And do you know which ethnic group is responsible for this being built? Okay. Yes, you're all correct. This was built by the indigenous Guyanese, specifically the Wai tribe. It basically means the place of the people in the Wai language, Umana. It's a place for gathering, sharing, and learning. The structure was built using natural materials like palm leaves, wooden posts, all collected by hand. Why do you think indigenous people use this specific shape to build their homes? This is a conical shape. Mm-hmm. Okay, so why they built it in this shape? It's so that rain would run off easily. And if rains, the rain would run off the sides. The Umana isn't just beautiful, it has great cultural importance. It was first built in 1972 to host a meeting of international leaders during the Non-Aligned Movement conference. What this tells us is that this landmark shows that um, it shows values, it shows cooperation. It it's also used for cultural exhibitions, public ceremonies, traditional dances, and even art displays.